The race session is at Autodromo del Mugello in Scarperia, Italy. Robert Vallia from United States is first with 10 kilos driving a McLaren 650. John Astrop from New Zealand is P2 on hards driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Daniel Handke from Germany is P3 driving a McLaren 650. Rene Robertson from England is fourth with 40 kilos on hards driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Martijn Mol from Netherlands is fifth with 80 kilos driving a BMW Z4. Eric B. from Germany is sixth with 100 kilos on mediums driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Hein van Niekerk from South Africa is 7th driving a BMW Z4. Ian Weeks from United Kingdom is 8th driving a Ferrari 488 GT3. David Forsyth from Ireland is P9 on hards driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. Brian Patterson from Scotland is P10 with 60 kilos driving a McLaren 650. Simon Champ from Italy is 11th on mediums driving a Porsche 911 GT3R. Juan Ramos from United States is P12 on softs driving a Porsche 911 GT3R. Dominic Faubart from United Kingdom is P13 driving a BMW Z4. Robert Cormack from Italy is 14th driving a McLaren 650. 45 minutes remaining in the session race start. Robert Vallia is P1. Eric B is P4. Martijn Mol in Poggio Seco is P5. Rene Robertson in Borgo San Lorenzo is P6. Hein van Niekerk in Arrabbiata 1 is P7. Brian Patterson in Scarperia is 8th. Dominic Faubart in Corintaio is P11. Robert Cormack in Biondetti is 13th. Rene Robertson in Rettilineo is P6, 0.1 behind Martijn Mol. Rene Robertson passed Martijn Mol for P5. Martijn Mol in San Donato is 6th, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Dominic Faubart in Poggio Seco is P11, 0.2 behind David Forsyth. Dominic Faubart passed David Forsyth for 10th. Robert Cormack in Materassi is P14, 0.2 behind Simon Champ. Simon Champ in Savelli is 13th driving a 911 GT3R, 0.5 behind Juan Ramos. Simon Champ is now P12. Martij Mol in Pelagio is 13th, battling Juan Ramos. Martij Mol passed Juan Ramos for 12th. Dominic Favart in Puccine on lap 2 is 9th, 0.4 behind Ian Weeks. Dominic Favart is now in. Ian Weeks in Rettilineo on lap 2 is P8, battling Dominic Favart. Eric B. in Laco is P4, 0.4 behind Daniel Handke. Ian Weeks on lap 3 is 8th, 0.4 behind Dominic Favart. Brian Patterson in Savelli is P10. Best lap is a 1:57.594. 8.435 off the fastest lap. 40 minutes remaining in the session. Hein van Niekerk in Corinthians is P6, 0.9 behind Rene Robertson. Brian Patterson in Puccine is P10, 0.9 behind David Forsyth. Rene Robertson in Laco is P5, 1.3 behind Eric B. Brian Patterson in Borgo San Lorenzo is P10. Best lap is a 1:53.103. 3.944 off the fastest lap. Hein van Niekerk in Pelagio is P6, driving a Z4, 0.7 behind Rene Robertson. Brian Patterson is 10th, 0.4 behind David Forsyth. Dominic Sinjendonk exiting pits on softs. David Forsyth in Puccine is 10th. Rene Robertson in Poggio Seco is 5th on hards, 0.5 behind Eric B. Dominic Fabarg in Borgo San Lorenzo is P7, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. Rene Robertson is 5th driving a Huracan, 0.5 behind Eric B. Dominic Fabarg is P7, 0.3 behind Hein van Niekerk. Rene Robertson is P5, 0.3 behind Eric B. Dominic Fabarg in Bucine on lap 5 is P7, 0.2 behind Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Fabarg was 0.6 faster last lap. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is P7, 0.1 behind Dominic Fabarg. Eric B in Poggio Seco is P5 on mediums, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson was 0.7 faster last lap. 35 minutes remaining in the session. Hein van Niekerk in Borgo San Lorenzo is P7, 0.5 behind Dominic Fabarg. Eric B in Arrabbiata 1 on lap 6 is 5th, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Hein van Niekerk in Correntallo is 7th, 0.9 behind Dominic Fabarg. Dominic Fabarg was 1.7 faster last lap. Eric B in Bucine is 5th with 100 kilos, 0.8 behind Rene Robertson. Hein van Niekerk in San Donato is 7th, 1.8 behind Dominic Fabarg. Robert Cormack in Biondetti is P14, 0.5 behind Juan Ramos. Robert Cormack passed Juan Ramos for P13. Dominic Singendonk entering the pits is P15. Eric B from Germany in Arrabbiata 2 is P5, 0.9 behind Rene Robertson. Rene Robertson was 1.0 faster last lap. Eric B lost 5th to Dominic Fabarg. Juan Ramos in Lecco is 14th, 1.4 behind Robert Cormack. Eric B in Rettilineo on lap 7 is 6th, 1.0 behind Dominic Fabarg. Dominic Favart was 1.5 faster last lap. Juan Ramos in Pelagio on lap 7 is 14th, 1.2 behind Robert Cormack. Eric B is P6 with 100 kilos, 1.5 behind Dominic Favart. Dominic Favart was 3.2 faster last lap. Hein van Niekerk is 7th driving a BMW Z4, 1.9 behind Eric B. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is 3rd, 1.6 behind John Astrup. "30 minutes remaining in the session. Hein van Niekerk from South Africa in Rettilineo is 7th, 1.7 behind Eric B. Juan Ramos exiting pits on softs. Daniel Handke in Savelli is 3rd, 1.6 behind John Astrup. Dominic Favart in Arrabbiata 2 is 5th driving a Z4, 1.4 behind Rene Robertson. Daniel Handke in Bucine is 3rd driving a 650 GT3, 1.6 behind John Astrup. Juan Ramos entering the pits is P14. Dominic Favart in Rettilineo is P5. Dominic Sinjendonk exiting pits on hards. Brian Patterson in Bucine is 9th, 0.3 behind Martijn Mol. Brian Patterson lost 9th to Ian Weeks. Dominic Favart from United Kingdom is P5, 1.0 behind Rene Robertson. Daniel Handke in Correntallo is P3, 1.7 behind John Astrup. Eric B is P6 on mediums, 0.9 behind Rene Robertson. Simon Champ in Pelagio is P12 driving a 911 GT3R, 1.9 behind David Forsyth. Eric B in Poggio Seco is 6th. Best lap is a 151.157. 2.409 off the fastest lap. Hein van Niekerk exiting pits. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is P10, 0.1 behind Brian Patterson. Hein van Niekerk lost P10 to David Forsyth. David Forsyth is P11, 0.4 behind Hein van Niekerk. "25 minutes remaining in the session. Simon Champ is P12, 1.1 behind David Forsyth. Hein van Niekerk is 10th, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Simon Champ in Biondetti is 12th, 1.0 behind David Forsyth. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is 10th, 0.6 behind Brian Patterson. Simon Champ in Poggio Seco is P12. Best lap is a 154.041. 5.293 off the fastest lap. Simon Champ is now 10th. Eric B in Buccine is P6 with 100 kilos, 2.3 behind Rene Robertson. Eric B is now P5. Simon Champ is P10, 0.7 behind David Forsyth. Daniel Handke exiting pits. Dominic Singendonk entering the pits is P15. Rene Robertson in Borgo San Lorenzo is 4th with 40 kilos, 3.3 ahead of Eric B. Simon Champ in San Donato is 10th, 0.9 behind David Forsyth. Dominic Sinjendonk exiting pits on hards. Rene Robertson in Biondetti is 4th, 3.9 ahead of Eric B. Simon Champ from Italy in Arrabbiata 1 is 10th, 0.3 behind David Forsyth. Robert Valia exiting pits. Ian Weeks is P8, 3.5 behind Martijn Mol. Rene Robertson exiting pits on mediums. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Ian Weeks is now 6th, Martijn Mol is 8th. Eric B exiting pits on mediums. Eric B is P7. Brian Patterson is 11th driving a 650, 3.7 ahead of Hein van Niekerk. Dominic Bobart in Pelagio is P2. Martijn Mol exiting pits. Simon Champ is P9, 0.4 behind David Forsyth. Brian Patterson exiting pits. Rene Robertson in Pelagio is 6th with 40 kilos on mediums, 1.7 behind Ian Weeks. John Astrup exiting pits on hards. Simon Champ in Corinthio is 9th, 1.0 behind David Forsyth. Dominic Bobart exiting pits. Daniel Handke is 3rd driving a 650 GT3, 1.3 behind John Astrup. Rene Robertson in Borgo San Lorenzo is P5 with 40 kilos, 1.0 behind Dominic Bobart. Ian Weeks exiting pits. Hein van Niekerk in Rettilineo is 10th battling Ian Weeks. Hein van Niekerk passed Ian Weeks for P9. Simon Champ exiting pits. Brian Patterson in Rettilineo is 12th with 60 kilos battling Simon Champ. Brian Patterson passed Simon Champ for 11th. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is 3rd, 1.0 behind John Astrup. Ian Weeks is P10 driving a 488, 0.5 behind Hein van Niekerk. Ian Weeks passed Hein van Niekerk for P9. Daniel Handke in Arabia 1 is third, 1.0 behind John Astrup. Hein van Niekerk in San Donato is 9th, 1.2 behind Ian Weeks. Hein van Niekerk was 31.9 faster last lap. David Forsyth exiting pits on mediums. Dominic Singendonk entering the pits is P14. 15 minutes remaining in the session. John Astrup in Bucine is third driving a Huracan GT3, 1.9 behind Daniel Handke. Daniel Handke was 7.8 faster last lap. Rene Robertson in Rettilineo is 5th on mediums, 2.0 behind Dominic Favard. Rene Robertson was 30.5 faster last lap. Dominic Singendonk exiting pits on mediums. Robert Cormack exiting pits. John Astrup from New Zealand is third, 2.2 behind Daniel Handke. Rene Robertson in Savelli is 5th driving a Lamborghini Huracan GT3, 2.3 behind Dominic Favard. John Astrup in Biondetti is third, 0.8 behind Daniel Handke. Hein van Niekerk in Savelli is P9, 2.1 behind Ian Weeks. Ian Weeks was 1.4 faster last lap. Daniel Handke in Lecco is P3, 0.2 behind John Astrup. Hein van Niekerk in Biondetti is P9, 2.4 behind Ian Weeks. Daniel Handke in Arabia 2 is P3, 0.3 behind John Astrup. Daniel Handke passed John Astrup for second. John Astrup in Correntallo is P3, 0.8 behind Daniel Handke. John Astrup was 1.6 faster last lap. Hein van Niekerk is 9th, 2.0 behind Ian Weeks. Hein van Niekerk was 0.6 faster last lap. John Astrup in San Donato is P3 driving a Huracan, 0.5 behind Daniel Handke. Brian Patterson in Arrabbiata 2 is 11th with 60 kilos, 0.5 behind David Forsyth. Brian Patterson passed David Forsyth for 10th. John Astrup in Arrabbiata 2 is P3 on hards, 0.9 behind Daniel Handke. 10 minutes remaining in the session. David Forsyth in Buccine is 11th on mediums, 1.1 behind Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson in Rettilineo on lap 19 is 11th battling David Forsyth. Brian Patterson passed David Forsyth for P10. John Astrup in Rettilineo is 3rd driving a Huracan GT3, 0.3 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Buccine on lap 19 is P6, 0.3 behind Eric B. Eric B in Rettilineo is P6 battling Dominic Faubourg. Eric B was 13.3 faster last lap. Eric B passed Dominic Faubourg for P5. Dominic Faubourg in Lecco is P6, 0.2 behind Eric B. John Astrup is P3 driving a Huracan, 0.8 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Arrabbiata 2 is P6, 0.5 behind Eric B. John Astrup in Rettilineo on lap 20 is P3, 0.5 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Buccine on lap 20 is P6, 0.2 behind Eric B. Eric B was 13.3 faster last lap. John Astrup is 3rd. Best lap is a 1:49.563. POINT 815 off the fastest lap. Dominic Faubourg in San Donato is P6, 0.1 behind Eric B. John Astrup in Pelagio is 3rd driving a Huracan GT3, 0.8 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Arabia 1 is 6th, 0.2 behind Eric B. John Astrup in Bucine is 3rd on hards, 0.4 behind Daniel Handke. Dominic Faubourg in Corinthio is 6th, 0.4 behind Eric B. Daniel Handke in Lecco is P3. Best lap is a 1:49.477. POINT 729 off the fastest lap. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Eric B in Rettilineo is 6th driving a Huracan, 0.1 behind Dominic Faubourg. Daniel Handke is 3rd, 0.2 behind John Astrup. Eric B in Materassi is 6th. Brian Patterson is P12, 0.4 behind Simon Champ. Daniel Handke in Bucine is P3 driving a McLaren 650, 0.5 behind John Astrup. Dominic Singendonk entering the pits is P14. Eric B is P6. Rene Robertson exiting pits on mediums. Rene Robertson in Rettilineo is 5th with 40 kilos, 0.2 behind Dominic Faubourg. Rene Robertson lost 5th to Eric B. Dominic Singendonk exiting pits on mediums. Eric B in Lecco is 5th, 0.5 behind Dominic Faubourg. Daniel Handke in Corinthio is P3, 0.7 behind John Astrup. Brian Patterson in Bucine is P12 driving a 650 GT3, 0.5 behind Simon Champ. Brian Patterson passed Simon Champ for 11th. Eric B is P5 with 100 kilos, 0.7 behind Dominic Faubourg. Daniel Handke in Casanova is 3rd, 1.2 behind John Astrup. Eric B in Materassi is P5. Rene Robertson is P6, 0.8 behind Eric B. Eric B was 6.9 faster last lap. Eric B in Corinthio on lap 24 is 5th, 0.5 behind Dominic Favard. Rene Robertson is P6, 0.4 behind Eric B. Eric B in Rettilineo is P5, 0.9 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Pelagio is 3rd, 1.2 behind John Astrup. Eric B from Germany in Arrabbiata 1 is P5, 1.7 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Rettilineo is 3rd, 1.7 behind John Astrup. Eric B is 5th, 1.7 behind Dominic Favard. Daniel Handke in Arrabbiata 1 is P3, 0.5 behind John Astrup. The leader has just finished the race. Robert Vallia finished 1st. Ian Weeks finished P8. Robert Cormack finished 13th. John Astrup finished 2nd. Daniel Handke finished P3. David Forsyth finished P9. Brian Patterson finished P10. Simon Champ finished 11th. Dominic Fabart finished P4. Eric B finished 5th. Rene Robertson finished 6th. Hein van Niekerk finished P12. Martijn Mol finished P7.